Yay Media Group.
13 has been my lucky number for a while. Like, it's always a sign of good things to come for me.
This is 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast, breaking down every song, every Easter egg, every era, and every theory. Hosted by the biggest Swifties, Nick Adams, Anna Zabo, Amy Nichols, and Lacey G.
Welcome to 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. I'm Lacey G.
I'm Anna.
And I'm Amy.
And what an incredible weekend in Toronto.
Tayronto.
As Taylor keeps taunting us that, like, no, for real, this is it. This is it. She said it several times now. We were holding out hope. There were a lot of theories about if she was going to return to LA because she never made that wrap-up post. No, LA, people were waiting for her to come back. There's like a perfect space in their schedule for her to come back and perform if she chooses to. But I think that she's now said several times,
nope,
this is ending. Only a couple of shows left. This is it. So this weekend in Tayronto, a lot happened. Anna, do you want to give us a recap?
Yes. Toronto, for the surprise songs at least. Tayronto, night one, which kind of, it threw us off because she did Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
As opposed to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like we're used to. So on Thursday, I know Amy and I were both like, oh my gosh, wait there's a show to go. So for night one in Tayronto, I had guessed It's Nice to Have a Friend and You're on Your Own Kid. Nick had New Romantics in Wonderland. Lacey had Daylight in Wonderland. And Amy had New Romantics and I Look in People's Windows. She ended up playing a mashup of My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys with This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things.
Great.
Basically, I thought she was just purposefully doing a mashup of her longest song titles. But no, of course it makes sense. This Is Why You Can't Have Nice Things. My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys. Of course makes sense. And then the second mashup was False God with 'Tis the Damn Season.
Beautiful.
Which was so good. So no points there.
Do you notice my sweater today?
'Tis the Damn Season. I love it. I have like the flannel from like Old Navy from a couple years ago that looks like the Evermore one. And I've been waiting for the right day to wear. I should have worn it today. We could have matched.
I love it. Speaking of that, how our wardrobes have changed because of the Eras Tour. My friend got rid of some shoes that were really sparkly and blingy, and I gave them to her a couple years ago because that wasn't my style. And she went to go get rid of them, and she was like, wait, this looks like something Lacey would wear now. And so she showed them to me, and I was like, yeah, that's Taylor Swift-esque. I'm going to go ahead and take those back.
Yeah.
But I gave them away a couple of years ago because I was like, that's really not me. I don't wear all that. But now I'm like, yes, I need those back. Thank you. Thank you for knowing my style. I also took a snake bracelet from her.
Nice.
Again, not a part of my wardrobe ordinarily, but I'm like, that's reputation. I'm going to need to take that from you.
I know, just good to be prepared.
Yeah.
Okay, so then Tayronto night 2. So our friend Morgan, who went with us to the Eras Tour in Arlington, she went to Toronto.
Oh, fun.
I love her so much. She, and I hope she's okay with me sharing this, but she had tickets to New Orleans. But then she had a friend who had like never been to the show before, like had been kind of going through some things, like whatever. So she gave her tickets to her friend to be able to go. Yeah. She gave her New Orleans tickets to like her friends so that they could go. And then to like reward herself for her good deed, she just bought like a one singular ticket to Toronto. And she lives in North. So it was an easy trip for her. And, so she was like, am I crazy for doing this? And I was like, no, you're going to be surrounded by Swifties. Like, you're not going to feel alone. I sent her the thing. Did you guys see the Toronto's version, like, event that was going on? There's this, like, big convention center type space. And they completely redid it and turned it into Toronto's version. DJ Raj is there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he did, like, a few, like, sets there.
I did see that.
And they were doing kind of like our event party, but like times 13,000. They had like friendship bracelets and costume contests and trivia and like all stuff, but it's in this huge like event space and it's like open all day. So I sent that to Morgan, and she spent the whole day making friendship bracelets.
That's amazing.
Which was really, really sweet. She was funny. She was like, I had to like tell the little girls to move so that I could make friendship bracelets. But so she was there. so I was really, really excited to watch the surprise songs, knowing that like I had a friend there, you know?
Yeah, she got good ones.
She really did. So night 2, I had guessed New Romantics and Cassandra. Nick had Stay Beautiful and Today Was a Fairy Tale. Lacey, you had Mad Woman and The Last Time. And Amy, I Hate It Here and Come Back Be Here. That's a solid combo, by the way.
Didn't happen though.
Yet. But Taylor ended up doing I Don't Want to Live Forever and Mine, which I think the videos are so great when she transitions to Mine and all she does is she goes, and the whole crowd goes nuts. And it's so funny because I saw a video of someone that was there and they were like, try to explain this reaction to someone who's not a Swiftie.
Right.
Like if you don't identify like that, like, oh my God, why is everyone going crazy? And then she did a mashup of Evermore and Peter.
Beautiful.
Which I had Peter for night 3, so that's a half point. So then night 3, I had Teardrops on My Guitar and Peter. Nick had Gorgeous and Better Than Revenge. Lacey, You're on Your Own Kid and You All Over Me. Amy, Treacherous and How Did It End. She ended up doing a mashup with Gracie Abrams came out and they did Us. And then she mashed it up with Out of the Woods. It was similar to like when Sabrina came out and then she mashed it up as well, which I'm sure that you have thoughts and theories on that, Lacey.
I was about to say very similar, Anna. Thank you. But no, it was really great to see them together. And I don't know how people guess this, but the her bringing out Gracie Abrams, a lot of people theorized that she was going to. And I don't know why. I don't know why they thought. I mean, I guess the Grammys, because she did
That's
mention
my thought.
Yeah.
the Grammys, so never mind. I just answered my own question.
Because Us specifically is nominated for like best collab.
Yeah.
But I saw a lot of people guessing that for this particular weekend. I had guessed it before. But yeah, I just answered my own question. Never mind. Actually, I didn't answer my own question. Taylor did in her speech whenever she brought her out.
Yeah. When that happened, I was like, man, I was
didn't we think
I was
that?
mad at myself for not thinking of that.
We're getting lazy.
I think because I think because Gracie has already been an opener and they haven't done it, so maybe it just wasn't top of mind.
Maybe.
Or we're lazy.
I don't know.
No, we're not lazy. We're Swifties. Hello.
There's just a lot of songs.
There's a lot of songs. And then she did a mashup of You're on Your Own Kid. Nice. And Long Story Short. So, Lacey, you had You're on Your Own Kid for that night, so you got a full point.
Yes.
I had You're on Your Own Kid for night 1, so I got a half point there. So, Nick and Amy, sorry you guys did not score this weekend. But to round out our totals, the 3 girls, we all have 3 points. And Nick, who's not here to stand up for himself right now, has 2 points.
Anna, I was coming home watching the live stream on Saturday, and I got so excited whenever she played You're on Your Own Kid, because I was like, yes, that's a full point for me. And then I realized you also got a full point, and I was like, yay. I thought I was going to be
Like beating everybody?
possibly ahead.
Yeah.
I knew I was already behind, but at least I was catching up. But yay us. It's so hard to think like Taylor Swift, and we were saying before the recording that we have so many stellar mashups and ideas and theories that it's hard to narrow it down to what we want. I had 12 guesses for this weekend and had to figure out which ones I want.
It's tough because as we are getting into the final shows, there are different paths that she could take when it comes to the surprise song. So it's like it's impossible to think like her as much as we try to make a game out of it.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's tough because I'm tired of losing. I don't have to win. I don't want to lose though. Let's
You got a shot.
Yeah, let's go. But some people who possibly think like Taylor Swift, or at least they try to, is Swift Talk. And Swift Talk has a lot to say about the surprise songs this weekend, the mashup, the guest performance. So Audrey, who we got to meet in Miami, she thinks that Out of the Woods was a very purposeful song for Taylor Swift to sing for this reason.
Out of the Woods has been the key all along. So now that we've gotten it for the 6th time as a surprise song on the Eras Tour, we are in the zone, people. The karma zone. Taylor is ready, she is out of the woods, and we're about to get TS12. Toronto Night 3, Taylor sang Out of the Woods with Gracie Abrams mashed up with Us. And she did it wearing the karma-coded surprise song dress. This dress, the one that Taylor wore to the Grammys in 2016 when she won for Album of the Year for 1989. And this was her after-party look here, the gold and white dress. That night, Taylor's nails were also gold, gold and she wore the gold shoes. Taylor has had gold nails since Miami, and we know she uses her nails to signify new changes, new eras. Let's go back to that Grammys in 2016 for a minute. Taylor opened the show with her rendition of Out of the Woods. This song, Out of the Woods, absolutely was what Taylor had planned to bridge us from the 1989 era to the next era, which we believe was Karma. Of all the songs for Taylor to choose to perform at the Grammys, this was the one. This was the transition song. Is It Over Now, which is a sister song to Out of the Woods, that was when Sabrina came on stage and she called her on the phone, which is reminiscent to the Look What You Made Me Do music video and the line which says, "The old Taylor can't come to the phone right now. Why? Because she's dead." Zombie Taylor, again, is wearing that 1989 dress from Out of the Woods, which is now the surprise song dress. I mean, come on. At night with Sabrina, Taylor was wearing the old orange surprise song dress that she pulled out of the archives from Europe. The last two times that Taylor has worn this new Karma dress, the orange and pink surprise song dress, she is sang Out of the Woods, both in Miami and now in Toronto. And the two times previous that she sang Out of the Woods, she wore the blue surprise song dress both times. That was during the European leg in Milan and Paris. So now that Taylor has sang Out of the Woods, are we finally out of the woods after it being sung the sixth time? Are we out of the woods and heading into Karma on the final leg of the Eras Tour? There is a reason why Taylor ends the whole set with Karma the song.
Interesting.
That is very interesting.
I love it.
Yeah. That, I mean, sixth time playing it and all these other things to go with it. So let's see. We are always constantly clowning, and I love Audrey and everything that she has to say. Jess Dennison also realized this after seeing Gracie Abrams perform in a white dress with the black mic, and she did think that back to the time when Anna and I got to see Sabrina Carpenter do her collab in New Orleans, and that night she was wearing white dress with a different mic, and here is why that's significant.
She used the black mic, whereas Sabrina performed with Taylor wearing all white, and she used the blue mic. And you know what? It definitely is the color of the nails with the white coffee cup. Taylor performing with Sabrina in solid orange, which looked like the daylight scale. They performed Sabrina's Grammy-nominated hits. This is the 2016 Grammy Karma look, and Taylor performed Out of the Woods this night. And look at the background, it's black and white. Taylor comes out in the Karma look like this. Gracie comes out in the black and white. They perform their Grammy-nominated song, Us, with Out of the Woods. The 2016 Grammys and the Karma dress being the exact same week that Kanye West dropped his song Famous and the music video, which led to the phone call with Kim and Kanye, which led to Taylor leaving the country and going into hiding, which led to her scrapping the Karma album and dropping Reputation instead. And is the exact same night that she performed Out of the Woods, which is what she performed with Gracie last night. We got 1989 right where that nail is on 8-9 at the 8 o'clock mark, but that black nail is on the 2.
On the Karma cup.
67th annual Grammy Awards for 2025 are on February 2nd, which is 2-2. The 2s have never stopped 2ing, and Taylor is nominated for 6 Grammys for this year on 2-2. I have been screaming this entire time that Reputation is going to end up being a double album with Karma, and now it's looking even more like that. Though there is a pattern that she has been following, that all of the re-records have been announced to the fans. Fearless and Red were online social media releases with vault puzzles and all kinds of stuff. Speak Now in 1989, Taylor's versions were announced on the tour for her fans, whereas Midnights in the Tortured Poets department were brand new albums were announced on award shows or to the public. So I've been curious whether she'll keep the re-record announcements for the fans in like a fan setting on the tour, whereas if she doubles it with a new album, Karma, it would make sense to announce it in public.
So, I love her theories as well on Swift Talk. So be sure and go check them both out on TikTok. See all their theories that they have going on. Now for our theories. What are we going to guess for this weekend? Oh, it's so hard.
Second round of Tayronto.
It's so hard. Nick Adams is not here. Do you want to start with his guesses?
Sure. Tayronto. So I have it as like night 4, 5, and 6. Is that how you
Yes.
guys have it too? Okay. Tayronto night 4. Nick has Gorgeous and Wonderland.
Nice.
For night 4, I have The Other Side of the Door and I Look in People's Windows.
Nice.
So I have for night 4 in Tayronto, It's Nice to Have a Friend and Long Live. I I just remembered from my research that she featured the Toronto Children's Choir in that song. Did y'all remember that?
What?
Yeah.
No.
So there you go. I'm crossing my fingers. Let's let it happen.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, I had a long-lived feeling for this weekend for no
Yeah.
reason, but then I was like, it'd make more sense towards the
I know.
I know.
Vancouver.
part.
I had the same thought that
Yeah.
like I'm saving it for Vancouver,
Yeah, but there's so many other ones for Vancouver that I'm
That's
thinking
true.
could be. So I don't know. I was just like, let's do it.
let's do it.
I hardly narrowed down this weekend. I
I
haven't
know.
narrowed down
You should
Vancouver
see my
yet.
backups. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know this. I know it's getting really hard. Okay, so for Tayronto night 4, I have Getaway Car, and the vision in my head is the think about the place where you first met me. Hee hee. So I have
it.
Getaway Car with me. I mean, of course, I feel like she's gonna do fan favorites like for the last string
Yeah.
of shows. So Getaway Car would be in there somewhere. And I was gonna combine it with the Bull Tour, but she's already done that.
Yeah.
And even though it is a great combo, I have a feeling she would switch it up.
Yeah, she wouldn't do it again, I don't
And
think.
she hasn't done me in a long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, Getaway Car with me.
Fun.
I have a great combo for Getaway Car, but I'm saving it.
All
I thought
right.
about using it this weekend, but I'm saving it. What does Nick Adams have for night 5?
I love that you use his full name.
Nicholas.
For Tayronto night 5, Nick has Today Was a Fairy Tale and Babe.
That's so Nick.
That
That's so Nick Adams.
so Nicholas Adams.
He just goes girly pop on all of them.
I know.
For night 5, I, Lacey G, since we're doing full names, have Right Where You Left Me. There's been some images coming up from that and her Spotify canvas that people are wondering. So I just wonder, because of this song, if she's going to play Right Where You Left Me and It's Time to Go.
Uh-huh. That's a good guess. For night 5, I have Cassandra and Picture to Burn.
Nice. That's a really solid combo. Night 5 in Tayronto, I also have Right Where You Left Me. And I wasn't sure on what to compare that or what to match that up with. So I went with A Place in This World, because I do feel like she's been sprinkling in the debut songs.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about this, like, I'm very excited and very ready for Reputation, like we all are. I don't know if I'm emotionally ready for debut Taylor's version. Like,
Yeah.
the thought of hearing Taylor singing her first album, like with her voice now, and like I get really, really emotional thinking about it. The other day I listened to because I have like a playlist of like the unreleased songs, and it's like I'd Lie and Battle and like all of those, and I was listening to them and I was just like really emotional. I was like, oh my god, Taylor. So I'm gonna throw in a debut in there.
Yeah, I agree, because then the project's over. Like, she's been working towards these Taylor's versions for so long, and then we're done.
I know.
She's done. we haven't done anything.
She worked so hard.
We've made surprise song guesses,
Yeah.
Amy. Some
Yeah.
better than others. I do have a new date to clown for debut. I'll tell you that here in a bit.
Okay, Tayronto night 6. Nick has New Romantics and Message in a Bottle, which I think he said New Romantics is the one he's just going to keep guessing.
He did.
And he's just going to keep guessing songs that he wants to hear.
Right.
So for night 6, I have Change and Daylight.
Love. I have for night 6 in Tayronto, Tolerate It and How Did It End. I'm pretty sure I've guessed that at least 100 times.
Yeah, I know. I'm saving How Did It End for somewhere in Vancouver. But it's like, she could just do it now.
I
She did
know.
Florida and London. So like she can do whatever she wants. Okay. Tayronto night 6. I've put myself in the position where I've been guessing the Mad Woman Cassandra combo for so long that I don't want to keep guessing it. But if I don't guess it and she does it, I would be so mad at myself.
I know.
Therefore, I am guessing Mad Woman and Cassandra for Tayronto night 6.
Good guess.
We'll see.
Very good. Yeah, it's so hard to see, like, how are we going to narrow it down for the end? How Are we going to do 15 guesses and then get one of them right and be like, I knew? Or call our guesses and then say, this is my fear after?
We're just getting 2. We get 2 guesses.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be kind of like at the last string of London shows where we all kind of had the same guesses but on different nights.
Yeah.
And it really you just had to get the night right.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I mean, it's luck of the draw, but hey, that's the game.
Yeah.
That is the game. And to be determined what the loser has to do, because we all wrote down punishments, put them in an envelope, and the loser is going to either have to choose one or get the winner's punishment. We haven't really decided that. But still, the punishment to be determined. What all did we put down? Some of them more extensive or maybe at least just explained more than others. We will see. But we'll know before long. We will know before the end of this year what's going to happen. Okay, so I mentioned a date to clown for. Well, there's this Taylor Swift calendar. It's a calendar from Taylor Nation, and you can scroll through and look at particular months and see what she has written down. Well, she has holidays or significant dates written in blue. Like she has Scott Swift's birthday, she has Austin Swift's birthday. Well, someone also noticed that March 15th, she has written in blue National Butterfly Day. And that's not really a holiday to celebrate, but you think butterflies, you think debut, self-titled. So is that a possible date for that, for a release? Some people are wondering if she's going to make announcements and then have releases after, or is she not going to?
Right.
She's already over-delivered as the crowd keeps chanting more. But she likes for us to clown. That's what I think so funny about non-Swifties or people who are not as into it, because they're like, no, she could just be singing this song and wearing this nail polish. And she very well could. But she also says, pay attention to what I do. And then we do, and then people call us crazy or crazy like me because I just believe everything. I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. I'm jumping on that theory now.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking at the calendar on her website right now. I think I'm going to get it.
So speaking of her website, she just had a holiday merch drop, which is really cool. If you go and look, she has all these different ornaments and stuff. And her delivery in it is so different than last year. Last year, she had the interactive lover house where you could go into each individual room, and now she doesn't. Well, fans were screaming after she made this merch drop. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? Because there's something very particular that sticks out. And Jess Dennison from TikTok explains her theory.
I had just done a video about all of the brand new holiday collection merch and how there are stars on absolutely everything. Every single era has a star in it, on the merch, in the name, something, including self-titled, where you even see stars on the debut boots. While I do still think that all the stars are pointing to constellations and Taylor's sign Sagittarius, especially cosmic and space, while I'm pointing out all the stars, someone else pointed out that STAR could also be an acronym for self-titled, and even the Reputation era is all around starry eyes sparking up my darkest nights. You know she loves to use the first letter in words to spell out other words, so it definitely could be.
So yeah, people noticed immediately star everything all over this holiday merch. There were a lot that had 12 stars on it, and people, I mean, like, starry eyes sparking up my darkest night, that's not even the main part of the song. So to have merch with everything adorned in stars,
Yeah.
just really had people suspicious as to what is going on.
Man, it's so fun to be a Swiftie.
It is so fun. And then as I was getting ready to come in, gathering up all my work to come in this morning, I'm still scrolling Swift Talk, trying to see what I missed, if there's anything new going on. And Jen, her handle is TPD101 on TikTok, thinks that there could be a different meaning to the Yellow Brick Road references. There's been a lot of Yellow Brick Road, Dorothy, Wizard of Oz going on. And she just drew this conclusion that really makes you think.
What is at the end of the Yellow Brick Road? What does Dorothy get? She gets nothing. When Dorothy follows the Yellow Brick Road, yes, she gets like this gorgeous vision of Emerald City and the green, and it all turns out to be not what she expected. Sure, the Tin Man, Scarecrow, Lion, they all get something from the wizard, which kind of turns out to be nothing too. But Dorothy doesn't get anything. She just goes home. What if Taylor takes a bow and goes home? Starting to feel that there's just a bigger context here, especially with all of the Easter egging, like the Easter egg overload. And the weird thing is, at the end of The Wizard of Oz, there's no cliffhanger. There's nothing hinting towards a sequel. There's nothing alluding to the fact that she'll return. It's just over. This might be Taylor taking that last bow, sort of giving us a taste of our own medicine. I can't help but think of the more in the song, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, and how we're screaming for more. I've always sort of looked at that as, look, we're not screaming more because you're giving us the idea of more. You're giving us Karma and Reputation TV and Debut TV. But in actuality, she's not. She's giving us breadcrumbs or eggs that lead us to believe that that's what's coming, but she's never actually said something's coming. And I mean, this goes against the whole purpose of my TikTok, so I don't love to say it, but I'm wondering if it's kind of like a joke's on you type of thing, in a good way. Not meant to be mean or cruel, but just to kind of make a point that the Eras Tour was the journey. That was the Yellow Brick Road, and it comes to an end, and she takes a bow, and that's what we get because that's what she said we were going to get. But there's a really good possibility that we'll get that final bow, and we will have these songs, the journey, the memories, the friends we made. And that's what we got from it, which is more than enough, more than anything else, and very symbolic to the end of The Wizard of Oz, because that's what Dorothy got. Songs, memories, friends, in that journey.
Which is an interesting take, and also just a good reminder that we read into these Easter eggs and clown for Rep TV and more announcements every single weekend, but Taylor's never said, I'm giving you anything else. When will this be declassified? When will we know all of her Easter eggs and what she's thinking and what she was intending for this whole time? But in the meantime, it's just a lot of fun to speculate.
Yeah.
Before we go, I want to tell our listeners about the Lobster Lounge. I've been spending so much time hanging out in the Lobster Lounge. It is so much fun. It's a little community that was made for our lobsters to come hang out, talk theories. I have a message here from Miss_Americana. She made a post and I commented on it, and she said, I just freaked out because the Lacey G replied to my post. And then she went into a little bit more about herself because I was like, hope to hear more from you. And she said, I'm 13. I've been a lobster for probably a year and a half. I love to read and listen to music. I want to be an actor when I grow up. And I went to see Taylor for the first time in Melbourne. Aww. She was on night 2. And she lives in New Zealand.
Awesome.
Yeah, and she said she loves the podcast so much. So go join our community where we're interacting, talking with fellow Swifties, sharing theories. I saw someone post asking, what outfit should I wear tonight to the Eras Tour? Yeah, so it's just a good place for our people to get together, have a good time. We had partnered up with Minori and just ended that contest, so we'll have more coming up, but a winner will be contacted very soon if you went and joined our Minori giveaway. But you can join us at station.page/13. That's station.page/13. We will have it in the description of this podcast. Also, it's on our website, the13podcast.net. Can't wait to see you there. Would love to hear from you, and leave us a message whenever you do get there so we can say, hey. And join us next time because we are going to be breaking down the smallest man who ever lived.
Thanks for listening to 13, a Taylor Swift fan podcast. Subscribe for free and leave a positive review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.